Hello, and welcome to another episode of Standing Out in 60 Seconds, a weekly conversation on the topic how to stand out. Standing out is not about being louder or busier or cringier. It's about being recognizable in moments that matter. Every Wednesday at 3, we take one lever of standing out, unpack it with experts. One idea, 20 minutes, something you and I can actually use. We've had levers of image, ideas, positioning, customer stories, gamification, segmentation, touch points. Well, today we are here with something absolutely unique and brand new. Our guest today is a speaker, a camera facing coach, an expert on executive presence, a producer of microdramas, and an actor. But most importantly for us, he is a giver. Welcome, Takesh Singh. Lovely to see you again, Takesh.
Great to be here, Pravin, and lovely to see you. And
Yes.
even before we move ahead, I want to say that I love your mustache so much that I want to cast you in one episode or in one series where you are also the star of a microdrama.
Happy to. Absolutely. But for all of us here, tell me, what is a microdrama?
Okay, simple way that I'll break it down for you. We see Netflix, we see
Yes.
Instagram Reels. It's take Instagram Reels, marry it with Netflix. It's the easiest way for me to explain it. Each
Yes.
episode is short like a reel, but it's a fiction story.
Right.
2 minutes long, with each episode taking the story forward, shot vertically like a reel.
Yes.
That's the easiest way for me to explain it.
All right. Brilliant. How did you get into this microdrama part?
So, Praveen, I've been following this space for a few years. Okay. It's been happening in China since the 2021, 2020.
Mm.
They started it off, and I was very taken in by it. And I always said, the internet is a very powerful tool, right? Videos are becoming more and more, we are adapting regularly, formats are changing.
Yes.
Why can't stories be used for evolving formats? And it's something that I thought about, and I really wanted to do it. So I created a microdrama called Lonely Together, which I released on Instagram and YouTube. But what is happening globally is a lot
Mhm.
of these microdrama apps have come up. So
Oh,
China has been the pioneer in this. They started it off with an app called Reel Shorts.
okay.
Reel Shorts is the #1 microdrama app in the world. They have tied up with a California company. So
Mhm.
together with Chinese money and with some money from the US, there's studios being built in China, studios being built in the
Oh,
US.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And there's a bunch of actors who have become really big stars in the microdrama space. So I always thought to myself, I said, why can't we tell a story in this format?
Yes.
Yeah. And that's how Lonely Together came about.
Wow. Now, you create such microdramas for yourself. What has that taught you about grabbing attention in 10 seconds? Now, you've brought it down to 2 minutes, but you've got to catch them in the first 10 seconds because this session is about standing out. So I need to hear your view about it.
I would say in today's world, Praveen, even 10 seconds is too much. Okay. If you actually see Instagram Reels, it only pushes your reel if you grab the audience in the first 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Right. And it's the same thing now when I work with a leader. If I work with a leader and
Yes.
they're on stage, they're in front of the camera, they're in the boardroom, it's that opening hook that has to grab you.
Yes.
Gone are the days, you're a speaker yourself. Gone are the days when you say, good afternoon, everyone. It's so lovely to be here. My name is so and so. Today's topic is XXXXX, whatever it is, it's nothing. You got to say it. You got to hook them in. You got to make them connect with what you're saying. And you got to say something which is either a statement which draws them in, or you start
Yes.
with a story which really they relate to or they connect with. The aim
Mhm.
always is connection.
Right.
Get them out of their seats in terms of make them
Beautiful. Beautiful. Now, an existential question is microdrama manipulation. Is it authenticity compressed? Or, as you said, is it the zeitgeist that we are playing for? Beautifully, you put stories for evolving formats. What is microdrama today?
See, in today's world, right, there's two types of microdrama. Now, there's what I did with the show Lonely Together. It's a
Mhm.
microdrama which was social first.
Right.
It was very slice of life. It was a story of two bachelors in their 40s looking to get married. Extremely relatable for people in that category. I also
Yes.
wanted to create something in that category which people connect with because
Mm.
there's no representation in that age group.
Yes.
So I would say what we tried to do, we did our best. We tried to stick with authenticity, but magnifying emotions is what micro dramas are doing. It's being
Hmm.
manipulated. Why is it being manipulated? Again, I don't blame it. You're watching everything vertically. When you're
Yes.
watching something vertically, you're only shooting close-ups.
Yes.
The more close-ups you shoot, the more the emotion gets magnified. So it becomes louder.
Ah,
The
no.
sweet spot will be stories where that balance can be found. But in today's
Yes.
evolving microdrama world, I'm hoping that balance happens. But currently, emotions are being manipulated.
Right. Now, you did mention that China and the US have studios built for microdramas. How did you approach your first microdrama series, Takesh? What went into it? How did you go about it?
So I'll tell you, it's quite simple. I'm an actor, I'm a filmmaker myself.
Yes.
And apart from being a coach, as I say, coaching is my bread and butter, and films and acting is my jam.
Ah,
Okay. So when they all come together, I'll eat the complete sandwich. But fun fact, I am gluten free and I haven't touched bread in 2 years. But that's a story for another day. But yeah, this micro drama came about. Literally, I'd been wanting to do a micro drama. I have one of my closest friends in Bombay. His name is Sandeep. Sandeep called me on the 8th of April night at about 11:15, which is very
hmm.
unlike him. And Sandeep had gone through a breakup.
Acha.
Okay, and he told me the story of his breakup, and he was feeling a bit low, and I felt for him quite literally. And I had told him a while ago, a few months before that, I said, I really want to make a micro drama and let's do something together. It was just something.
Right.
But
Right.
this conversation of a breakup kind of stayed with me, and he brought up the fact about being single and being in your 40s and being single. One of those things that it remained with me. On the 9th of April, I was watching something on TV. I can't remember exactly what it is, but something triggered through what I was watching. I said, two bachelors in their 40s looking to get married, and they make a pact with each other.
Right.
Okay. And this is just something clicked. I picked up the phone. I spoke to him. He called me 11:15, 8th April. I picked up and spoke to him 11:15, 11:30, 9th April. I said, Kuch karte hain. Let's do
Ah,
something. 10th April, I met another dear friend of mine who's a filmmaker also, who's a director, right? And he and I had this, I met him at lunch. I said, listen, Harish, this microdrama space is something that is going to start happening.
hmm.
I have an idea. This is the thought. He said, great thought. Let's write something. And sometimes you say when energies align, that night I sat, literally 10th April night, I wrote a 5-page story.
Nice.
And literally that's how it came about. And by the end of June, I reached out, all goodwill, picked up the phone, called my friends. I said, we want to do something. I knew who I wanted. Everyone just agreed. I went to locations. I went and met people. Whoever I went to, they agreed. They said, yes, let's do this. And it was Instagram, it was YouTube. Those were the two avenues. We were very
Yes.
clear on it. It just sometimes things fall into place. That's how it came about.
Beautiful. So you said bread, you said jam. I'm going to bring you back into the bread part of it.
Yeah.
How can I, as a leader, use microdrama in a boardroom without looking theatrical or cringy? But it's about storytelling, as you said. So how do I bring the concept of microdramas into a boardroom, into a B2B setting?
Even before storytelling is the hook, right?
Yes.
So if I'm a senior leader and I'm in a room with my top boss, maybe my CXO, CEOs come from the US or the
Yes.
UK, right? I have to hook that person in. How will I hook that person into my conversation?
Yes.
Is when I start with impact. I say the most impactful thing, that the impactful statement that will make him say, yeah, this is what I wanted to hear. You need to know who your audience is and you need to give them what they want to hear.
Right.
Say it with impact, justify it, give your reason, keep it simple, keep it concise, say it in 20 lines. You don't need to ramble. That's a
Yes.
microdrama.
Ooh, very nice. You did talk about being impactful about the hook. Let's dwell a little bit on the psychology. You are an executive coach, you talk on executive presence. What is the psychology behind why some sort of tension holds attention or grabs attention?
See, tension at the end of the day is like, what next? What is a
Yeah.
microdrama? End of every episode, you have a cliffhanger.
Right.
That cliffhanger keeps me in my seat and makes me want to
Mm.
go on and read more and
Yes.
see more.
Yes.
So you write books, Praveen. So one of the biggest challenges in a book is to make the person keep reading
Read.
ahead.
Yes.
Like some of the best books have ended every chapter on a cliffhanger. and we want to
Yes.
know what's next. It's the same way in the boardroom. It's the same way with the micro drama. It's the same way with emotion.
Ah. Now, attention spans, when we were having a discussion earlier, Takesh, you told me about a concept which was new to me at that point, that the youngsters of today, a certain section, are logging out of social media, any form, Monday to Friday, and then log back in during the weekend. Tell us a bit more about that concept.
More than a concept, I believe it's the way we are evolving as people.
Ah,
Okay, I feel more and more that one is just getting into the phone. We are losing touch with reality. We are losing touch with human experiences. The name of my show, my micro drama, was Lonely Together. Okay,
right.
we had
More
COVID.
honest.
We had COVID. We have other crises available in today's world, which I don't really want to get into. But
Yeah.
the greatest pandemic of our generation and of our times rather is loneliness,
Yes.
right? And one of the biggest reasons for loneliness is the addiction to social media and to doom scrolling.
Yes.
That's why people, the younger generation, have realized that. And there's still many more who need to realize that, but a small
Right.
pocket has. And they know they log out of social media Monday to Friday. They prioritize real experiences. They prioritize meetings. They prioritize going out with friends. They prioritize going to the gym. They prioritize dance classes. When,
Yes.
whatever it is, catching up with people, human connection.
Brilliant. Now, you are producing microdramas, you act in microdramas, but one of the aspects that stays with me in terms of what you do is you help business leaders be camera ready. Now, what's the connection between microdramas and getting CEOs and leaders have the presence and be camera facing ready?
See, ultimately, it comes down to authenticity. When you're speaking on
Yes.
camera, okay, as somebody who's facing the camera, as a leader who's facing the camera, you need to come across as your true self.
Mm.
The biggest reason people shy away from the camera is they judge themselves. Oh, I
Yes.
sound really strange. My hair looks out of place. Oh, I don't like my lips. They're looking a bit wonky.
Yeah.
Weird reasons to avoid facing the camera.
Yes.
Also, we have this tool nowadays which a lot of people use in the camera, which is called a teleprompter or a teleprompter app.
Right.
The minute you have these teleprompter apps, you're reading, you're not feeling, right?
Right.
So how do I actually help people internalize, feel their message, and really come across as their most genuine and authentic self? And as I always say, that camera lens is your best friend at a coffee shop who you're talking to.
Ah, nice.
You got to think that you're addressing your best friend. Same way,
Yes.
microdrama is a story. It's real life. It's people coming together. It's certain situations happening. As an actor, one of the biggest learnings that I take into my coaching is internalizing of a message.
Hmm.
You see a good actor. Some of the best actors, why are they so good? Because they're not saying the lines. They've become the character because they're feeling those lines. Same way, when you're speaking on camera, you need to feel it. You need to internalize that message. You can't
Ah,
be just saying it for the sake of it.
yes, yes. Now, you are here as a microdrama evangelist. You've been there, done that. And the question that keeps coming periodically, radio came in, newspaper is going to die, TV came in, radio is going to die, internet has come in, TV is going to die. But now with microdramas, are going to the cinemas, is that going to die? What your thought on that?
See, cinema is an experience, right? Now you see,
Right.
Dhurandhar is out now.
Yes.
Everyone's going for Dhurandhar. We saw Mission Impossible
Yeah.
7 came, Ghost Protocol, there was two parts of it.
Yes.
People kept going. Superman came in the cinema, the new Superman, people went. My feeling is today viewing consumption patterns have changed,
Hmm.
but cinema will never die.
Right.
Storytelling will find different platforms, but the experience of the story, how that story comes alive, that might
Hmm.
change. We go for a Mission Impossible, we go for a Dhurandhar because it is a big screen experience.
Yes.
It's what you call an event movie,
Ah,
right?
yes.
So you go and see these movies because they are event films, event cinema. Those will never die, right? So there's going to be room for cinema, there's going to be room for OTT, there's going to be
Hmm.
room for microdrama. And in fact, I'll give you a fun fact today. when you actually see why has Dhurandhar done so well, or
Hmm.
for that matter, even before that, there was a movie called Animal,
Yes.
okay, which did very well. You see the filmmaking breakup. Every 5 minutes, there's something happening. Some new event is happening,
Ah,
right?
right.
Now, if you put it down to a microdrama format, where there is a hook at the end of every episode is a cliffhanger, at the start of every
Yes.
episode is a hook,
Yes.
right? Think about it. The makers of these movies have made multiple reels shot horizontally of 5 minutes each,
Yes.
because every 5 minutes there's a moment, there's an event which is happening in the film.
Beautiful.
We have actually captured the attention spans that way to keep people thumbs in the seat.
Ooh. Right. Now, given this potential of a micro drama, and I'm asking as a marketer, is it a fad or is it here for a longer time, Takesh? So that if it is going to be here for a longer time, according to you, then as marketers, we will need to start experimenting, exploring, and bringing it into the world of business, not just from a entertainment perspective.
This is not a fad. This is going to stay. More and more brands are going to pick it up and they're going to evolve with it.
Right.
Okay. What's happening in the US already? You have brands like Crocs, okay?
Mhm.
You have brands like Maybelline, you have
Yes.
brands like Procter and Gamble. They have made their own microdramas. What have they done? They've
Ooh.
created their own series.
Right.
Okay. Crocs has some love story. I forget the name, but it's a love story of a couple where this woman is infatuated by her neighbor, and her neighbor wears black Crocs. Okay, that's how the brand has been integrated. Maybelline has a romantic, sorry, not Maybelline, Procter and Gamble. Procter and
Right.
Gamble has a romantic story. It's a love story of about 20, 25 episodes where they have shown their entire personal care category. While the love story evolves, there's shots of the moisturizer, of the shampoo, of the soaps, so it's basically brand integration, but with the story being the hero. So storytelling, again, it's storytelling. There's two ways. It's either integration within story, or the brand becomes central to the story.
Right.
But that's how more and more brands are going to evolve. It's slowly starting to happen
Ooh.
in India.
Wow, a 25 episode micro drama full of your product
Yeah,
catalog. It's
exactly. So brands have to evolve. And in fact, I'll give you a fun fact. It might
Mhm.
shock you, but as of last month in the US, the consumption of microdrama
Mhm.
has overtaken the consumption of Netflix, Amazon, and Disney Plus combined.
Ooh. Wow. Now, here's a question for all our viewers, Takesh.
Hmm.
If someone wants to stand out in 60 seconds, how can they design a micro drama slash series intentionally?
Now, if I want to stand out as a leader in the boardroom, for example, in 60
Yes.
seconds, you must have heard of the elevator pitch,
Yes.
right? So if I was to stand out, I always open with people, you make them curious with your hook, right?
Mm.
Right. So I always say I was meant to be born on Mahatma Gandhi's birthday. I ended up being born on Amitabh Bachchan's birthday, and that shaped the trajectory of my life. Okay. So that's how I open. People say, what? Tell me more. Tell me more.
Ah,
Right. So bottom line, you open them, you hook them in, you then talk about your why. As Simon Sinek says, it's not about what you do, it's about why you do it.
yes.
Right? You give them your why. You also tell them that, okay, these were the issues that came in my life, the conflicts which came in my life, okay, which led me to understand and find my purpose, which is my why.
Yeah.
And at the end, you leave them with a cliffhanger where you leave it open ended saying, I want to work with you. So, how do we go about it?
Ooh, this is brilliant. So this is the entire crux of a micro drama,
Yeah.
which I can go ahead in a boardroom, build my own story. I don't need a camera for that, but I can go ahead and say
Yeah.
that through.
It's unique to
Lovely.
each one.
Oh, and Takesh. Now, I think it is providential that I have to come out as an actor in your
You have to.
micro drama because you and I share the same birthday. So,
Really? 11th October?
yes.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Now that's it. This is the twain shall meet, as they say.
And here's something I do every time I have my guests I write down the key points, stories for evolving formats. 10 seconds itself is too much. How can you get that? Now, There's another beautiful analogy. You said, what's your bread? What's your jam? And it's necessary to have multiple interests. Like you did for Lonely Together, do it for a TG, do it for a trigger, and that particular target market will get through. What's your hook? Use that to reel them in, make it impactful, have cliffhangers even in your micro stories. Be authentic, feel. Just don't read for the camera, but for folks who want to know more about camera facing and executive presence, reach out to Takesh Singh. Is active on LinkedIn. Internalize the message and make your own micro drama. Use the concepts in your speech, in your presence, and to get through. Takesh, thank you very much for sharing your fun facts and the nuggets with all of us.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Praveen, for this wonderful conversation. And I'm looking forward to catching up with you in person in Chennai very soon.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm looking forward to welcome you here for you to conduct your workshops and connect you with a whole lot of CEOs here, because all of us need that camera facing confidence, the storytelling ability, the presence to get things through. So
Thank
I'm
you so
looking forward to host you in person. And for all of you logging in, Darshini and a whole lot, thank you very much for signing in. Reach out to Takesh straight on LinkedIn. And thank you very much. Till we meet again
much.
in the next episode.
Pleasure. See you soon.